Hey, what's up? It's David Duford here at davidduford.com, where I help insurance agents like you become top producing insurance professionals. And today we are actually continuing our series, I believe it's, 5 video part series on goal setting for insurance agents in 2019. So already we've discussed, beginning with the end in mind, the importance of setting up your long-term goals so that you can more clearly and accurately establish what your short-term goals need to be in order to achieve those long-term goals. Today we're going to talk about your schedule and the importance of setting a schedule in order to discipline yourself to effectively hit those short-term goals, which ultimately, of course, turn into long-term goals. So let's talk about that shortly. So what we want to talk about first here is designating prospecting times, presentation times, and administration days. Again, we know that if we break down the elements of the sales business, the insurance sales business, we should be spending the predominant amount of our time seeing the people in some form or fashion. And that's divided into two different aspects. The first being prospecting to see people, and then actually presenting to those people we've prospected. Especially when you get started, that is the primary your primary mission in life is to do as much of that as humanly possible. And then with time, as you begin to fill your pipeline, and of course, depending on the kind of product that you sell, you'll start to have administration days, which can be loosely defined as days that you follow up on amendments, requirements to get business issued, and to do service work. So what you've got to do is figure out how is your schedule going to be. Again, the more that you define what your expectations are, the more you'll know exactly what you need to do on a daily basis. So what I like to do is take agents who are new to the business on a full-time basis and put them in the field somewhere around 3 or 4 days a week, preferably 4, and have long days and short days, whatever their particular schedules require, and then have them discipline themselves to that particular schedule. So a good example of that would be Monday through Thursday, and they're in the field. Again, depending on what it is that they're working, they're prospecting their leads or they're cold calling, and they're running appointments with the goal of so many appointments per day. As I mentioned in the last one, my goal is to have around 3 to 4 appointments per day that you actually give presentations. So the reason we do this is, again, we got to better define the aspects necessary to achieve the goals that we want. And so much about goal achievement comes down to doing the little things consistently in a disciplined manner. There's not much magic when it comes to this stuff. It's just doing it is the magic, because I can tell you from experience working with agents, talking with agents, everybody has access to pretty much the same kind of material. Very few people have some sort of silver bullet. But what the ones who are successful do, as I've talked about in my interview book, my interview series, is they just do the same things over and over and over again. They never get deterred. Sure, they get a little off on sometimes, but they don't stop. They keep going and going and going. And part of that is having a discipline and setting a schedule to do things consistently. And the next part here to talk about is you got to commit to whatever your schedule is consistently. If your goal is to do 3 or 4 appointments a day and you schedule time in the prospect, whether it's cold call time a couple of days during the week for an hour to 2 hours, or so many calls in the evenings or in the mornings, and then so many appointments, you got to commit to that particular approach. The key thing here is long-term commitment. It's going to be easy in the beginning to do a short-term commitment to a particular approach. The challenge is in the long term is to avoid the urge, some of us have it more than others, to start modifying the plan. I can tell you that's where a lot of people go wrong, is they feel like, well, my plan's not efficient enough, or I've had a bad week or two, I need to change everything. It's highly likely you don't need to change anything except your perception on it. You just need to continue to do what you do and not let your mind try to warp what really does work over time if you'll just commit to it. So avoid the ideas of the grass is greener, the silver bullets, that you need to start changing everything up after a little bit of a hiccup. Be completely committed to a schedule. Be completely committed to every day doing exactly what you're plan to do. And one way to do it is just to write out your goals on a daily and weekly basis. I keep an agenda that keeps my daily goals by day as well as my weekly goals. And as I hit each of those goals, I cross them off, and it gives me some kind of sense of accomplishment. And it's really important you do this kind of thing to just, again, keep yourself motivated, show yourself visually that you're doing something on a daily basis incrementally to achieve your kind of goals you're looking for. My name is David Duford. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you'd like to learn more about joining my insurance agency, go to davidduford.com. There you can learn more about how my insurance agency works, the kind of agents I'm looking for, and the kind of products like final expense, mortgage protection, Medicare supplements, and annuity sales that we recruit agents to. If you like this video, subscribe, like it, as well as leave a comment below if you got any questions or comments, and make sure that you share it to all your friends in the business. David Duford here at davidduford.com, logging out. Thanks.